He teaches cognitive skills such as planning and forward thinking. Along with his motivational coaching, Dat was very involved within the Vietnamese Student Association and for 6 years served multiple positions, which included positions from secretary to VSA president. Furthering his involvement, in 2012, he also served as a former external vice president for UNAVSA. Ultimately, Dat teaches others to be a guiding light and spreads the positivity with the lessons and stories he shares. Spread the light and be the light.
Can't wait to hear what Dat has to say. Everyone give it up for Dat Nguyen!
Welcome, UNAVSA! Welcome, welcome. Thank you all very much for having me here today. It's a great honor and privilege to be on stage with you guys. It is amazing. Welcome back to New Orleans. 10 whole years later, 10 years ago, I was sitting in the IT staff, as an IT staff member all the way back there, fixing the lights and the sound for my very first keynote speaker. And as much as I love New Orleans, there's just one thing that we all hate here. It is the heat. Now, one way I like to get out of the heat is by going to the movies. If you enjoy watching the movies or going to them, raise your hand and say action. All right, so have you ever left the movies very excited to tell your friends, family, and coworkers about how great a movie was? It doesn't matter how great, how much hype you gave it, no, everyone could just watch it and they're like, man, that's such a great movie. Movies make us feel very special. It has the ability to make us feel happy, scared, angry, and sad, possibly all at the same time. Now, we get invested in movies because we feel that those characters are within us. We feel like we relate to those stories that those movies show to us. I am here to share to you guys today that every single leader in this room can direct their path to success just like creating their very own movie. Every person in this room can create their own path to success just like directing their very own film. But before we begin and start learning how we can create our very own movies, we need to learn the 3 basic elements. Number 1, we need to write the script. We start finding out what kind of images do we want to show our audience? What kind of story does our audience want to see within us? Number 2, we film the scenes. We start taking action and record every single images from your script and bring it to life. And lastly, we cut and edit all the footage together so we create our very own movie. So number 1, we write the script. Number 2, we film the scenes. And number 3, we cut and edit all the images together. Now, first and foremost, the most important part is writing your script. Like, before we write our script, we need to find out what do we want to show to our audience. Now, writers and directors do this all the time. They create the images of the things that they want in their film before they spend thousands and thousands of man-hours and millions of dollars creating their very own movie. They already created their very own image and know what the beginning, middle, and end looks like. And when I started college, my script was to graduate in 4 years, find a job, get married, and buy a house, and bam, that's it. Graduate, find a job, get married, buy a house, bam, that's it. But part of that, I also created my very own storyboard. I created my vision board. A vision board was the things that I wanted in my life. The things such as, if I wanted to get fit, I would put pictures of people working out, and I would put this image in front of my face. If I brush my teeth, I will look at this vision board, and I'll make sure that I start looking at these images so that my actions start attracting towards this goal every single day. If I wanted to live in a nice house, I'll put a picture of a nice house up there. Or if I wanted to travel around the world, I'll put pictures of destinations that I want to go to in order to attract, in order to gravitate my actions towards these things that I wanted as my passion, the love that I wanted to do. Now, everything I created, such as my script and my storyboard, the hardest part was finding out what my career choice was. I have 2 older brothers, and I am very lucky because they were the first line of defense to combat my mom in the career decision-making battles of the household. Raise your hand if you are the oldest sibling in this family. Say action. All right, we got some. Everyone, let's give a round of applause for these oldest siblings. They are the guinea pigs of raising a child within the home. They have the hardest job of leading their path for the little siblings so that we can have an easy path in life. Now, my mom was a very, very caring person. She takes care of us, she loves us, but she was also very strict and stern when it came to us making our career decisions. She was very strict because she didn't want us to work those strenuous jobs to support ourselves like the way she did when she first moved into America. My brothers, one worked a stable job as a human resource manager. The other one worked in computer science. One gravitated towards acting. The other one gravitated towards culinary chef. Can you imagine telling your mom that you want to become an actor and a culinary chef? My mom's biggest fear was to see her kids slave over a hot kitchen stove for the rest of their lives. But my brothers had this conviction. They had this conviction to tell my mom, look, we got a plan, we wrote our script, we got a storyboard, and we're gonna do this, Mom. We're gonna prove to you within 2, 3, even if it takes 5 years, we're gonna prove to you that we can do this. And they started to create their own storyboard like that. So come a couple of years later, I thought I'll be able to take it easy for my mom. So I worked on my personal script from my recommendation of my friend to say, hey, he told me, why don't you just become a dental technician? I'm like, why dental technician? He said the job was stable, it pays well, and the school was easy. I was attracted to the school was easy part. I did not like school at all. So guess what? I took that recommendation, and I'm like, I'm Dat Nguyen. I'm going to become a dental technician. So I go to the dinner table one day and try to tell my mom, my brothers, say, hey guys, I thought I had it right because my brother's becoming an actor, my other brother's a culinary chef. I'm about to give my mom the idea that I'll have a stable job, that'll be just all right. So I shared to them that I want to become a dental technician. Blank look on the face, and they said, why? Why do you want to become a dental technician? I didn't have any really good reason to say, because it's a stable job, it pays well, and school is easy. And they said no. I'm like, why? Why would you say no to such a stable job? I could just work the stable job and have it easy for the rest of my life. At least I'll be one of the children to work a stable job in this household. But they told me no. There's nothing wrong with being a dental technician. It was just not the right fit for me. And they told me that I need to go out there and find out what it is that I love to do and stick with it. Because when I told them, they could see the look in my eyes that I didn't exactly want to do it. That I wasn't really passionate about it. So I thought about it long and hard and find out what exactly it is that I love to do. And I was volunteering in VSA and leadership development. And I started looking up, okay, I like to do leadership development training. I like to do team building exercises. I like to do public speaking. And it was something that I looked up on Google and said, can you make money becoming a leadership development trainer? Can you make money becoming a team building workshop presenter? And it was something that I just loved to do. I didn't know that you could get paid for it. So I decided to go into communications so I could find out more in depth about how do I become a motivational speaker or a leadership development coach? And that was what writing your script is all about. It's about envisioning your goals in your life. It's about creating the script. Because everyone in this room has the power to do this elementary task of getting a newspaper out or a magazine, cut out the images that you want, and post it on the wall. To look at this and remind yourself every day of the passion and the things that you wanted within your life. After you create your script comes the fun part, filming your scene. Now, what makes a bad movie? Oh, the movie was not, the plot was horrible, the villain was not evil enough. Have y'all guys ever heard of one of your friends saying the villain was not evil enough? Raise your hand and say action. All right. So, the villain was not evil enough, and there was just one problem with my script. I did not write in any challenges or any conflicts within my movie. Why would I want to write in a challenge? Why would I write in a conflict within my movie? I want to just go and breeze through my movie without running into any problems at all. I want to just take it easy, making sure that I just have a good life. But every time I saw a conflict and a challenge, I saw it as a brick wall trying to stop me from getting from point A to point B. There's a brick wall here, a brick wall here, and a brick wall here, just tightening up my comfort zone, forcing me to step out and branch out and going towards those opportunities. I would like to invite you guys to one of my flashbacks. One of my scenes that took a really big impact within my life. I was working a job one day, and my boss calls me into her office, and in the room there was a total of 3 people. So it was my boss's boss, and my boss's boss. Something was about to go down. So I'm sitting there, there's 3 of them in front of me. I remember them talking, but I didn't remember the words that they were saying. It was almost like Charlie Brown, like womp 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 womp. And I just remembered the last sentence that they told me, that unfortunately with the budget cuts, we're going to have to let you go. And I was in a different city, down to my last couple $100, and my heart just sank. I never cried so hard in my life. Trying to drive on the road, crying is the most difficult thing to do in the world. Anime tears just falling down, and I'm like, I didn't know what to do. I felt like a failure. And the choices that I had in my life was, number 1, do I abort this mission and quit? Or number 2, do I start trying to train my heart and my mind for this emotional and mental endurance for what's to come? And it seems like when something is wrong and something happens in your life, that all these walls are just crumbling down on you, and you start having obstacle number 1. And challenges and conflicts do not wait in line. They come down all at the same time. They don't just say, knock, knock, knock. We're just going to come and take turns right now. No, we're going to just crumble all upon you all at the same time. And it seems like whenever you're thinking about all those wrong things that are happening in your life, your positive and negative thoughts are just trying to rip your mind apart. I never told anyone this, but during this time, I was really trying to find myself. I felt like a failure. I felt like I was trying to go after my passion, and I failed. Some nights, I would be sleeping on my friend's couch, and other nights, I would be sleeping in my car. I would just try to figure out what it is I want to do in my life. I was just trying to figure out what kind of conflicts and what kind of challenges am I supposed to accept. And that is part of filming your scene. As you're taking action and going towards your script and trying to bring your script to life, these challenges are going to happen no matter what. Whether or not if you wrote it on your script or wrote it in your storyboard, it's going to happen. But it's all about how you view these challenges. And I needed to stop viewing these challenges as brick walls, trying to stop me from getting from point A to point B. I needed to start seeing them as hurdles. Have you guys ever seen Olympic hurdlers trying to jump over all these hurdles and their legs are just very strong? It was just figuring out, looking at it very differently. But the great thing about filming your scene is that you can cut and edit all your footage together. You can cut and edit those things. Let me paint you a picture. Have you ever had one of those days when one thing goes wrong, everything goes wrong? Picture this. You're waking up late for work because your alarm clock didn't go off. You're trying to drive to work as fast as you can, but there's traffic, and you come into work, and your supervisor yells at you, and then customers are yelling at you because you're not doing a great job, and then you try to make it to lunch to find out you forgot your lunch at home. Number one, you're angry. Number two, you're hungry. You're hangry. You are having the worst day ever. But what happens is you just be sitting there puffing and huffing and just like, man, this day sucks. This day's horrible. And when a coworker comes in and says, hey, are you okay? Don't worry about it. Just think positive. Shut up. Telling someone to think positive is probably the worst advice you can give someone because you're not telling them how to think positive. And one of the techniques I love to do is whenever I'm having a bad day, I would probably go in the bathroom, wash my face, look in the mirror, and then just say, hey, Dad, cut that out. Hey, Dad, cut that out. Everyone's like, this dude needs to cut it out on stage. This dude needs to stop. So that was a technique that I use because it's really important to find out how to cut out these negative thoughts that's coming into your mind. When I was trying to figure out these negative thoughts, what they look like, I was becoming more aware of them as they entered my mind. I was finding out that these thoughts, they look like I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, and I'm not pretty enough. So what do? So picture this. You're sitting on a couch, and you're watching TV with one of your friends, and a good show comes on. A very good show comes on. You say, hey, you gotta watch this. Game of Thrones, season blah, 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 blah. You gotta watch this. And then you glue your eyes to a TV set for the next 6 hours to the morning. What do you do when a bad show comes on? Just change the channel. Boop. What do you do when a negative scene comes on? Just change the channel. And I started using cut that out to find out all these negative scenes that are just coming in my mind. And I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to cut that out. So on a count of 3, I want everyone to just say, cut that out. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. Do you guys think you guys could have done better? Maybe. Why? Because I think you guys are just holding back. You guys are just a little bit scared. So this is what we're going to do. I want everybody to stand up right now. Everyone stand up. So imagine that you guys are having a rough day. Imagine that you guys are having those negative scenes playing in your mind. When we do the cut that out, you have to go, cut that out. Are y'all ready? Think about right now, look, hold on, watch out. Think about the most negative thing that's in your mind. Take a moment, think about it, give you about 2 seconds. Don't let it sit there for too long. And then on 3, we're gonna say, cut that out. 1, 2, 3. Cut that out. Think about it again. Think about something else now. You're probably trying to approach someone in the elevator, want to say hi, but you're scared to because what if this person thinks very negative of me? What if this person thinks that I'm weird? No. You gotta say 1, 2, 3. Cut that out. All right, everyone, give yourselves a round of applause for this. All right, have a seat, guys. And it's finding out those ways It's really great tool to being able to cut out those negative scenes that play back in your mind. And you don't have to live in those scenes for too long. When those negative scenes come into your scene, come into your movie, you can just live in it just for a little bit, experience the lessons and learn from it, and then 1, 2, 3, cut that out. So that is a very good tool that I use. And whenever I experience these obstacles, my positive thoughts were being overrun by negative thoughts. And I just kept on telling myself, hey, Dad, cut that out, cut that out, cut that out. Because you are in control and you can do this. And the biggest way that you can overcome those negative thoughts overshadowing your positive thoughts is by having a great support system. And in my life, I was dealt with a lot of barriers and boulders in front of me. And then my support group came through to help me out, getting rid of these walls and then allowing me to open more doors for opportunities. You might be thinking, Dad, what is making a movie how does making a movie relate to UNAVSA? Well, within UNAVSA, I've been really fortunate and lucky enough to meet so many great characters all the way from the West Coast to Canada to the East Coast, as far south as Texas and Florida. And here on this map right there, all the pictures of meeting people, these individuals that I was able to meet with and being able to develop these skills with. I thought I was just traveling from region to region to teach other people how to become better leaders. But in actuality, they were the ones teaching me how to become a better person as well. And I was able to sleep in their guest rooms, on the couch, on the floor. It didn't matter where we go. UNAVSA is a really great place for us because when I was starting up, you don't have to be an external vice president like myself back in the day to make an impact on everyone's life. You have the ability to just create your very own scenes with one another, to be able to meet one another. Because throughout this whole weekend, you guys are going to have a great opportunity. After all the hard work of the conference leaders, directors, staff members, they put in a bajillion hours planning this conference for you guys to experience this. I saw this earlier. Raise your hand if this is the first time you've been to UNAVSA. Whew. I've been to 9 different conferences, guys. 9 different conferences. So it came all the way down to this. Not 10 years later, this is how it is. I used to be the IT staff member all the way back there, just experiencing my very first conference. Let alone, I was a little bit stressed out. You guys might be a little bit stressed out today or this weekend, but overall, your family is going to give you that energy that you need to go from the next event to the next area, to the next passionate drives that you're gonna create for yourself. So overall, creating your own movie, number 1, you have to envision your goals. Writing your script, figure out what it is that you want to do, but don't spend too much time on writing a script. Don't do what I did, where I waited till I perfected my script before I start taking action. Number 2, you start accepting your challenges as you film your scenes. You start figuring out, how is it that I'm going to be able to accept these challenges and move forward over and over and over again. And lastly, you have to, quote, think positive. You just cut out those negative scenes that are coming into your life. You cut out those things that just keep stopping you. If you have a great support group to help you out, it is a beautiful tool to help you out. And UNAVSA has done that for me. UNAVSA has created a platform where you can do whatever it is that you want. I don't care what it takes. And my friend said, you're not gonna go homeless. You're not gonna go broke. I'll at least have a couch for you if you are going to take a risk going after what you love. I'm not telling you guys all to go home and tell your mom, I want to do what I want to do, but I want to make sure that you're not denying yourself of the true passions that you guys are looking for. And all of this wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for my family. Guys, that's my mom, my little sister, and both my older brothers. One's an established actor. Another one has one of the best wings in the world here in New Orleans. I'm not trying to take their sponsorship. My little sister is about to open up a new restaurant, ramen restaurant. Sister, you're welcome for the advertisement. And lastly, my mom has a heart of gold that just really supported this family, raising 4 boys, making sure that we never came hungry. And it is all about creating your own movie, guys. Everyone in this room can direct their own path to success, just like directing a movie. You just have to accept those people, those characters, to come into your movie and help each other out. You're going to direct your movie, and you're going to be an actor in it too. Pay attention to all the scenes that you guys are going to experience. If you're walking in the hall of conference, you might pass up the next future president of UNAVSA. You walk in the halls of UNAVSA, you might pass up a very important person in the future. But everyone here, all the members, are very important. You guys make UNAVSA grow more and more year by year. It's no secret that UNAVSA has been around for 14 conferences. It's because of you guys. You guys have done this. And I'd like to thank you all for having me here today. And if you guys want to get in touch with me, feel free to contact me on any of my social media tags. This is the extra credit scene where you get to look at all this good stuff. But overall, don't look at me as a keynote speaker when you see me in the hallways. Look at me as your friend. Ask me a question. Ask me anything that you would like. All right, guys. It has been a great pleasure being here with you guys. Everyone, thank you very much.